Details are mind-boggling. How do I figure this out? Is this okay? Is this a coincidence? Like, I'm fascinated. I vote yes.
It's a snap. That was a snap, literally.
Well,
it is time for the weekly Stark Report with our friend MLB.com's Jason Stark, who's good enough to take some time with us on this program every week. Jason, good morning. We always kick this off with trivia, and we have no idea what the theme for trivia is today.
Well, we got an Albert Pujols question, guys, and thanks to Mrs. Pujols for making this one timely. All right, if Albert gets to the plate 400 times this year, that would be 20 seasons of at least 400 plate appearances. There are only 3 other players in the last 50 years that at least 20 seasons like that. So you just need to name the other 3.
I got one for sure.
400 plus plate appearances in the last 50 years. Okay.
Yep.
Oy vey. All right, we're gonna have to really chew on this.
I got one guaranteed.
This ain't easy. All right, I got it. I think I got a couple too.
We'll
I
got
digest
2.
it. Let's get to the topic at hand here. And I know annually, Jason, you take advantage of this time of year, in a pandemic or not, to work the phones and do some informal straw polling based on your very vast baseball Rolodex to get the pulse of the people, players, coaches, front office execs. And you asked a few pointed questions. The first was, what do you guys think have been the best or worst free agent signings this year? What did your polling reveal?
Yeah, exactly. This was for my column in The Athletic the other day. Polled 32 people around baseball, and best and worst free agent. Now, best free agent, you usually get some surprises. Not this year. This year, it turns out George Springer, DJ LeMahieu, JT Aruamuto are really good players. Nobody disputes that, and people were generally thought that the contracts were reasonable and fair. So what really interested me was the next 2 guys. Let me start with Charlie Morton, because I also did a survey, best bargain free agent, and he finished tied for first in that one. I think it's a reminder of what do modern baseball front offices love most? 1-year contracts for potential star players. Charlie Morton qualifies 1 year, $15 million with the Braves. But then there was Trevor Bauer. And as usual, nobody raised more of a ruckus in this poll than Trevor Bauer. Among the leaders in best free agent signing, number 1 in worst free agent signing. Now, if you look at the rest of that group, you'll see that this is mostly about the contract, not the player. I'm not sure exactly what it said about Trevor Bauer, but here's what I took out of this. He's just that guy that people love to hate, even in baseball. I was trying to find a cultural, like a non-baseball comp for him. I came up with Dwight Schrute of The Office, but that just mostly says I'm a knucklehead. But I'm curious what you guys think. Do you think he was the best signing, the worst signing, or could he even be both?
Well, I have a cultural comp for you on that, Jason. I would submit James Franco, because he has as many fans as he does detractors, because the guy's good at everything. So, you know the way people are. They're jealous of somebody that's good at one thing. When you're good at 10 things, they really pile on the hate. So I would say that there's a little James Franco element in Bauer, because he's good and he's hated for it.
Interesting. I'm curious, Jason, how much was out of jealousy, like from the pollers? That I
don't know if jealousy is the right word, but $40 million for this player, then $45 million the second year. I think there were some eyebrows raised about whether he's that guy. And then the other thing is there's just all the off-field stuff that goes with Trevor Bauer. Now, for our line of work, we love that part. But sometimes people inside baseball, like, they don't need that. They don't need the drama. We've already seen it, right? Him and Noah Syndergaard. So I think that was a big part of this also.
Hey, this is a fun exercise. So what did your polling reveal for this question? Who is the bigger game changer, team changer that was acquired via trade? Nolan Arenado or Francisco Lindor?
You know, this was surprising to me. I actually would have thought it would have been Arenado. but there was a pretty sizable gap between the Lindor-Carrasco trade and the Arenado trade, despite all those years of control for Arenado. And I think that comes down to the fact that Carlos Carrasco was also a big part of this.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, my favorite part, the most incredible part for me, is that guys like this almost never get traded. Lindor and Arenado, last 6 seasons, have both been worth at least 29 wins above replacement. So they've averaged being 5-win players. Both got traded in their 20s. You know how long it's been since 2 infielders in their 20s with that kind of resume over a 6-year period got traded in the same offseason?
Alomar and Fernandez?
No, how about 80 years ago, Harold?
Oh, wow.
Archie Vaughn and Johnny Mize. And in the 80 years since, there have only been 2 others. A-Rod, when he went from the Rangers to the Yankees, and then Dick Allen twice back in the 60s. That's it. And then these 2 guys get traded in the same winter. Incredible, isn't it?
For more on Archie Vaughn, tune into Christopher Russo at 1 p.m. Eastern.
No, it's my territory. This is my show. What to do?
Shush. Hey, let's get to this next question because this is interesting as well. What did your polling reveal in terms of the phenoms that people have their eyes on this spring? Everybody always has their prospect list, right? What did the actual people that you visited with say in terms of the guys that they can't take their eyes off of?
Yeah, this was great. We had 30 different players get votes in a survey of 32 people. And you can say Wander Franco is their number 1. He would be my number 1. You know why I think there were so many players who got votes? Because we haven't seen these guys. Most of them didn't play at all last year. Like Brian Hayes got in there, Sisto Sanchez did. Alex Kirilloff showed up in October. But Wander Franco, the number 1 prospect in the whole sport, we haven't seen him in a year and a half except for 20 at-bats in winter ball. And last time he played, A-ball, full season, 18 years old, almost 500 plate appearances, only struck out 35 times. So I can't wait to see him. Who would be a number 1 on your list?
Yeah, I mean, Wander Franco, just because we've heard about him now for 2 years, he's this generational talent. I want to see the real deal. I want to see him.
I want to see Mackenzie Gore. I mean, I've heard so much about Mackenzie Gore. And last year they changed his mechanics. They messed him up. That's why we didn't see him. I'm wondering what he went back to, if he's kicking his leg up in the air again like he was in high school.
It's a tough rotation to crack all of a sudden.
Yeah.
We might not see him this year until September. Hey, let's get to the trivia here, Jason, in the remaining moments we have with you. If Albert gets 400 plate appearances this year, he'll become just the 4th player in the last 50 years to have at least 20 seasons of 400-plus plate appearances. Can we name the other 3? Harold, you said you have.
I've been on a hot streak, Jason.
Okay.
Pete Rose?
No, Pete Rose's career started before 1971.
I got
Cal Ripken?
Cal Ripken just misses.
let me make a guess.
I have none then, because Hank Aaron was the next one.
Well, I was going to say Yaz, but his career started before Rose's.
Right. These are all Hall of Famers.
Stargell's not one of them.
Nope.
Dave Winfield.
Dave Winfield is not one of them.
How about Ichiro?
Ichiro is not one of them. This isn't going well.
What about Ricky? Ricky?
Ricky is correct.
All right. Sweeney Murdy, our
was right
friend
there
and
with
colleague
us.
at the Fans, says his first guess, Aaron Yaz Rose.
Nope.
Yeah,
nope.
Yeah, their career had to start since 1971.
All right, what you got?
Roll it. Ricky.
Barry Bonds.
Oh, we should have gotten Bonds.
And Eddie Murray.
Oh, man.
Tough one.
Good
None of those
stuff.
are on my radar.
That's good stuff, Jason. As always, we appreciate the visit. Thanks for sharing your intel that you collected. The column's available on The Athletic. And Jason, always a pleasure to have you.
I went from way up here, Jason, to boom.